Imagine awakening in a place every morning where your value is not measured by how you look, how intelligent you are, or whether you are rich or poor. Imagine a place where you are divine just because you are a human being and your life is centered on nurturing the gifts you have to share with others. This is Heartbeet Lifesharing Community in Hardwick, Vermont. The Heartbeet Lifesharing Community is the newest member of the Camp Hill movement in America. Camp Hill is a worldwide initiative towards social renewal with 100 communities in 22 countries. It was started in 1939 by pediatrician Dr. Karl Koenig, who was inspired by the Austrian philosopher Rudolf Steiner. Steiner's work recognized that the integration of body, mind, and spirit can lead all human beings to the realization of their greatest potential.
The Camp Hill philosophy was fostered originally in the curative education course by Rudolf Steiner, where he helped to look at human beings as in a very holistic form, that in the stream of destiny, a human being is completely whole the way they're born. There's no fractured human being, there's no disabled human being.
Camp Hill recognizes what a human being is, or strive to recognize what a human being is. And that someone is born with so-called disabilities or without. We each have a different destiny here on earth. And even if you so-called have special needs, you have a gift to bring to the people that will be around you.
Camp Hill is a creative approach to the social service needs of our society. It emphasizes that all members should take part in developing a healthy social life where everyone can fully contribute.
The Camp Hill movement is radical in that it doesn't see itself as service providers. That's a real difference. We are not service providers. We are not providing a service to anybody. We're an inclusive community of people sharing lives. And I think that the philosophy that I'm going to take care of you excludes the opportunity of you taking care of me, and that there's a mutual exchange in all the relationships in community. Able and disabled is just dissolved.
To me, it's quite obvious what a difference it makes in their lives. I can just tell from the way they walk and the way they carry themselves that they're comfortable here.
We all equal, no matter how you're born, if you have disabilities or not. And then it's more a question of, well, how make sure that everybody can fulfill their life.
At Heartbeet, not only are all equal, but community members also take responsibility for the well-being of each other. They are interdependent. Annie Jackson says that because others were here for her, she lost 120 pounds, and it has changed her life.
I gained a whole bunch of weight. I was about to be obesity, but I'm not now because I'm down to a decent weight that I should be. And I like that because I can do a great many things with my flexibility and doing things I can really have grasp on.
Volunteer Sarah Mahan says her special needs friend Sean has helped her grow into the person she is today.
Sean is an amazing individual. I find him to be a brother to me often. Like we have a very familiar relationship, which I think is comforting for the both of us. He lets me shed some of my my walls. I can't be this strong foundational structure that's always strong and it will keep working no matter what. Sean requires that you be with him fully present, 250% at all times. And if you're not, and you're not transparent and you're not honest with him, he's gonna let you know. And it's gonna be a hard way to let you know, but he's gonna let you know. And and for myself, I think he's the one person who can really help me be myself, be vulnerable, be honest, break down all those walls and be with him and just truly be with him as another individual. And I find that the most amazing thing that any person has taught me.
And the parents and family members of the friends say it is the sense of community that has changed the lives of their loved ones.
We had looked at other opportunities for her after she got out of high school. We had talked about it a number of times. We just weren't happy with what we saw out there. You know, it was homes, you know, that were, it just seemed like more of daycare, adult daycare services. We came here after Carrie-Ann had found us, and we were here for the day, and by lunchtime, Brittany came up to me and she says, "Dad,
she said, I want to live here." And he said, "Really?" And I'm at the other end of the table, and I mean, I looked at her and I said, "Brittany, are you sure you want to live here?" And she said, "Yes.
Yes.
I want to be with my friends."
I was losing him in the public school system. They were destroying him. He was mentally retarded. He wasn't emotionally disturbed, but he was becoming emotionally disturbed. They weren't meeting his needs. They, you know, everything is by textbook, and they were taking this round peg and trying to squeeze it in this square hole. And when it didn't conform, it frustrated him. The other thing they did was he was really precocious when he was little, and everybody loved him. So they shared their lunch with him, they let him sit on their lap, they didn't push him to do anything, so he wasn't going anywhere. So he started wetting his pants, banging his head, biting his nails, all things that he never did before. So I knew I was going to lose him if I didn't move him. I always walk away from here peaceful, knowing that he's in a good place. And I used to feel guilty about it, but I don't anymore, because he's grown into a really nice young man. And if he wasn't here, he wouldn't be who he is now.
I have two older boys who achieve every goal of every parent's wildest dreams. And I actually think Max has had a better childhood, better upbringing than my big boys. The quality of life, I call this the non-SAT world. The SAT world, you have to study, and no matter how much you achieve, it's never enough, never. And one son got 790 on the math SATs, and he was really upset it wasn't 800. Whereas in Max's world, what he does is applauded, and what he needs help on, he's assisted. But he's never measured and compared and found wanting.
A special needs son, and he goes to the public school, and even though it's inclusion, it's not. It's really an illusion of inclusion. And so it is very difficult in our current system, whether it's the public school, whether it's the group home setting, until we tap into that, and that it's not disabled and abled, then we can't work from the heart in the right way.
That sense of belonging and of being needed is what sustains the commitment of sharing, service, and spiritual nourishment in Camp Hill.
It's a challenging time because that image is not recognized everywhere else, you know? So as we work with agency or different organizations, there's a language out there which is you are the home provider and the other individual is the client, you know? So you have to really upheld for yourself really strongly what you truly believe. Otherwise it's easy to slip into, oh, I'm employed to take care of this other individual, and it's really we don't want to do that here. We want to be here for one another.
As for adults with special needs, like the structured rhythm, just everyday living with them and taking them in as family is really, it's beneficial to everybody.
All needs are important, and that we all have spectrum of need, and it doesn't really matter whether your need is to be helped using a fork or whether your need is to have compassionate verbal communication. They're all needs, and the needs don't make us lesser or greater than each other, and that when you work together, really anything can be accomplished.
I think that the whole extended family household, the picture of the extended family household, that we're really developing family, and that our homes are family, extended family, and that provides a medium for loving each other that is so unique. It is in a workplace. This is where I'm raising my family, and everybody who's here is my family too.
But with its emphasis on being a family, Heartbeet is not isolated. On the contrary, it brings its love for the human being to the surrounding community. Out of this loving environment where people can be themselves, powerful lessons are apparent for all.
The world today is very materialistic, and it's hard to find yourself in all of that. And it offers us a structure and the rhythm of the seasons, the appreciation for the land, all of that to kind of really explore our deepest selves.
For me, it's a reinforcement of the idea that these are people you can talk with, that you can touch, you can hug, you can have a meal with them. That when you see someone who obviously has special needs on the street, you don't have to avoid them. You can engage them. And it usually surprises both of us when that happens.
It's about, this really true recognition that we cannot work on each other, that we can only work on ourselves and try to become the mirror of what we would hope to see in the other human being. And I live with people who have incredible mirrors, incredible pictures of truth and honesty and generosity, and they've mastered love. They know what love feels like and what it should be, and I feel like most of us are receiving.
It's a constant reminder that how much I don't know. It's a it's a constant remember that you have to really keep facing yourself, You might think you're very always joyful and generous person, and then you'll come up with some situation where you're not upholding that as strong as you wish. But you'll see our friends that can totally do it. And you see some of our friends are really gifted. They have just a tremendous amount of generosity, and I really admire that.
This community has taught me a lot. Most basically, it has taught me to love myself, which is such an amazing thing to be taught. Like, to know where I've come from and to not have those lessons be taught as a child, but to come here and to have them be supported, and how to love each other, and through loving myself, loving each other.
I'm a lot more accepting of each individual, I think.
And perhaps others will reach out and be inspired by Heartbeet as a way to care for our fellow man. The wishes of the soul are springing. The deeds of the will are thriving. The fruits of life are maturing. I feel my fate finds me. I feel my star finds me. I feel my goals in life are finding me. My soul and the great world are one. Life grows more radiant about me. Life grows more arduous for me. Life grows more abundant within me.
Try it. Dip their toes in something different. You might learn something that you never knew. No. So reach out there, see what you can grasp out there.